Steins Gate is an anime that many consider to be one of, if not the greatest anime of all time. Some may call it a work of art, a masterpiece, the greatest time travel story ever written. But to me, it was just okay. Here's why. Now, I don't want to explain the entire plot of Steins Gate because that would just take too long and I really don't want to write it all down. So, here's the TLDR. Steins Gate is an incredible sci-fi drama following Okabe Rintaro, a self-proclaimed mad scientist who, with the help of his lab members, somehow managed to create a working time machine that can send text messages and eventually even a person's memories back in time. With this discovery, they do what any normal person would do. They start messing with time. A big company finds out about their experiments and decides they need to stop them because the company needs to be the one to discover time travel, not them. And then, everything just goes downhill from there. People die, the timeline gets messed up, and Okabe tries his best to reset the world into a timeline where none of this ever happened. And in the end, they managed to do just that. They reset the world into a timeline where time travel never existed, and all's well that ends well. It's your typical time travel story. But what makes this show stand out from the rest is its execution. Every bit of the show was so well crafted and well thought out. First off, it wasn't overly complicated. The rules of time travel were explained excellently and in a way that any normal person without a PhD in physics can easily understand it. The entire show just made time travel feel simple. It didn't bore you with scientific mumbo jumbo just to sound smart. But it didn't leave us in the dark either. It gave us just enough information to be able to follow along with what was going on screen. The characters are also quirky and charming, and as a group, they all have just this great chemistry together. And because of that chemistry that they have, the dialogue for the entirety of the show just works so well. It feels so real and natural, to the point where it doesn't even seem like it's scripted at all. To the point where it didn't feel like these were characters, but real, genuine people having these conversations. But the show already established early on that these characters aren't normal. They are pretty far from it, honestly. The way the show builds up and evolves over its course is just spectacular. The transition from a cute slice of life show that introduces us and gets us to care for these characters to a gritty psychological drama where at one point Okabe literally had to choose which of his friends gets to live and which dies. Honestly, I could probably sing praise for this show for hours and hours on end. From the soundtrack to the voice acting, there's so much more amazing stuff I could say about the show. Steins Gate is literally a near perfect anime, and I wish I could say I loved it with all my heart, but the fact remains, I didn't. Don't get me wrong, I didn't hate the show or anything like that, but while watching it, it just never amazed me the way other shows did. It never felt like what I was watching was truly incredible, or I was sucked into this world and completely invested, or anything like that. The entire time I was watching it, I was waiting, just waiting for a moment, a single moment, or something. That moment when all the gloves came off and the show would show me what actually made it so incredible. What made the show beloved by so many people. I kept waiting and waiting, but before I knew it, the show was over. In all of the 25 episodes, it never felt like the show was the masterpiece everyone claimed it to be. I honestly felt cheated. I mean, I was promised an anime that I was told I was gonna love like everyone else. A show my friends and many others claimed to be the greatest anime of all time. With all the hype and acclaim that this show has garnered over the years, I thought that it had to be something truly amazing. I was expecting something incredible. I was expecting a masterpiece. And that was my problem. I expected something, and my expectations got the better of me. I went into the show thinking that this is the greatest anime of all time, and that it had to be something truly out of this world. But then I watched it. Then I got pulled back down to earth, and it just left me disappointed. If any of you haven't actually watched Steins Gate yet, I highly recommend you do. It is actually a really great show, and objectively, it is a masterpiece. For me, It just never felt like it. If I only had watched the show blindly, not letting myself get wrapped up in all the hype, I might have loved it so much more. This video might not even be what it is. I probably would have made a video saying how amazing the show is and how much I truly love it and why it's the greatest show of all time. But alas, that didn't happen. I got caught up in what I thought the show was, and with what I got, I just couldn't love it as much as others do. And I really wish I could. I really wish I could love the show as much as others do, but I don't. Thanks for watching. Bye.